glory. Welcome to your season of change. Let me start this morning by asking you this question. Have you ever felt, or do you feel presently, looking at your situation, at your life, that it seems as if your life is just going in circles? You felt you are just going in circles. Nothing is happening in your life. This morning, I've been sent to tell you by the Most High God Himself that enough is enough. My Father, your Father, our Father, the one who established these ministries for His glory, have decided to show mercy. Have decided to step into your situation and my situation. Have decided to say enough is enough. And He says it's time for a turnaround. Give Him glory this morning. Give Him glory. Give Him glory. Give Him honor. Give Him adoration. Bless His holy name for His loving kindness, for His mercy, for His faithfulness, because He will do what He says He will do. Because He will do what He says He will do. He's not a man that He should lie. Change. Tell them about change. Turn around. Tell them about turn around. Tell them about the turnaround is here. God said this is your season of change. This is your season of turnaround. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I do know that I'm talking to somebody. God wants to change your situation. God wants to change your season. God wants to change your circumstances. God says this is your turnaround time. There's a song the choir will sing. I feel like jumping, skipping. I don't know that song. I don't know very well. But honestly, that's what is going on. I feel like we can sing that song this morning because of what He has said, because of what He said to do. Hey, I feel like jumping. To jump, you will have cause to scream, you will have cause to shout for all the wonderful things that God has started in your life from this morning. Sit down. Very briefly, beloved, I will take you to the genesis of this message, but I'm not going to dwell too much time on the scriptures, but I'll just explain it briefly before we go into the main context of the message, which is the reason why we are here. Turn around. The genesis of this story started in Genesis 15 when Abraham was waiting on the Lord for a child. God had promised him in Genesis chapter 12 that He was going to give him a child and that he was going to become a father of many nations. But by Genesis 15, Abraham was still waiting on the Lord. Nothing had happened. Abraham just came back from war, and one day he sat down and was thinking to himself, I could have died in this war. Supposing I died, what will happen? There is nobody to inherit me. Is it Elijah, my servant, that will inherit me? And God, who was there right there when He was speaking was thinking this in his thoughts, God came to him and said to him, Abraham, what can I do for you? What exactly is the problem? And he told God what he was thinking about, and God said, I promise you, I'm not a God that will lie. I promise you that I'm going to make you father of many generations. Your descendants will be so many. And it was in this Genesis 15, between verses 12 and 16, that he told Abraham, but at one point in time, your descendants will go into slavery. But after 400 years, I will come and deliver them. Am I making sense to you? Now, by Genesis 42, that was long after Abraham had given birth to Isaac, and Isaac had given birth to Jacob and Esau. Long after that, the children of Jacob were experiencing famine where they were. And Jacob had to say to them to go to Egypt because he heard that there was plenty in Egypt. Don't forget that prior to this time, the brothers of Joseph, who happened to be one of the children of Jacob, I think about the second to the last, his brothers had sold him to slavery in Egypt because they didn't want the vision and purpose of God to be fulfilled in his life. So they sold him to slavery. Now, Jacob said, I hear that there is food in Egypt, so go and look for food. Take some money and go and buy food. When they got there, they discovered that it was their brother that was in charge. And somehow Joseph managed to get them to go and bring his entire family. And that was how the nation of Israel became so big in Egypt, because they gave birth to so many and everything. And long after Joseph was prime minister, after he died, there was this bad Pharaoh that came in charge. And that was how he put the children of Israel into slavery. That we find in Genesis chapter 43, 1 and 2. Exodus 1, 6 to 14. That's where you find the slavery aspect. But then in Exodus chapter 3 comes the deliverance. God now remember, God said to them, one day he approached Moses while Moses was shepherding the flock for his father-in-law, Jethro, and God appeared to him in a burning bush and said to him, Moses, I remember the covenant I made with Abraham. I told him that his descendants will be in slavery for so number of years, and at the point in time I will come to deliver them. This is the time I can hear their cry, so I'm sending you forth to go and deliver them. Are you hearing me this morning? That we find in Exodus chapter 3, 1 to 17. And so God went and sent Moses to go and deliver the children of Israel. It was tough, but at the end of the day, they were delivered. They made it out of Egypt alive with their possessions, their children. No life was lost. Then after they came out of Egypt, God expected them to be so grateful to him for what he has done. Yesterday, somebody sent me a clip. I think it was a drama of how the children of Israel crossed the Red Sea and the things they went through. And looking at that film alone, just that clip, made me to understand the awesomeness of God and the power of God. The way he was able to, you can see your enemy running after you, chasing after you, and it's just the Red Sea in front of you, not knowing where to go, and all of a sudden the Red Sea divided into two, and they passed through it. And the amazing part of it was that they were on foot. Their enemy were on chariots and horses, yet they were not able to catch up with them. And I don't think the distance, I really don't think the distance between them and the enemy is that long that they should not be able to catch up with them. Because the Bible says they looked back, they saw their enemy. They were able to see them from a distance. So that means it could not be more than a mile or so. A mile, it can't be more than a mile that they can be able to see them. How far can the eye see? And they saw them, and they saw them coming. And the Bible says the Red Sea was not something that they just crossed just like. It wasn't a short distance, it was a long distance. And for the period of days and nights that they were crossing the Red Sea, the enemy never caught up with them. Despite they were riding on horses and chariots, they were on legs. How were this? What was responsible? How did that happen? God made it happen. Every one of them crossed, and long after they crossed and settled, they were able. Moses was now able to pray and talk to God that it was time to close the Red Sea. And right before their very eyes, they saw the Red Sea closed and swallowed their enemies. I think that seeing that enough is enough for these people to worship God for the rest of their life. Am I making sense to you? But that didn't happen. Shortly after that happened, they forgot all that God has done. Everything he did to get them out of Egypt, the Red Sea and everything. They started sinning against God. 10 different times they offended God. That we find in Psalm 78, verse 40 to 58. It listed the 10 different times that they offended God, and God was counting. Then the final straw was in Numbers 14, 1 to 25. It was the time for them to enter into the promised land. It was time for them to take over. Moses had sent the spies, some people to go and spy the land, and they come to give a report. 10 gave a bad report, 2 gave a good report. And the two that gave the report said, look, yes, there were giants, there were people that were strong there, but look, what God has done for us so far is much bigger than these ones that we're about to face. The God that delivered us from Pharaoh after 430 years, the God that opened the Red Sea, the God that see us through the wilderness, and this one is too small for him. But they said no. And they thought of stoning Moses. God got angry. And it was then God said to me that I don't think that these people, he said to me, these people are very ungrateful Lord. I don't think I want to deal with them anymore. Let me wipe them off and start all over again. And Moses said, God, no, you cannot do that because of your name. Because the unbelievers will speak and say, yes, it's because he cannot do it. That's why he killed them. God, please forgive them. And then God said to him, you know what? I will forgive them. But for those who complain from age 20, 21, I think 20 or 21 above, they will not enter into that promise. Only their children will enter. So he said to them, now turn around and go back into the wilderness. That was how they did not go into the promised land. God told them to turn around. Now, after 38 years that they've been going around in circle, 38 years going around in circle as a result of their disobedience, God now said, enough. 38 years that of no achievement, no meaningful achievement, just going in circles. God said, enough. He said, Moses, you guys, you've turned around this mountain long enough. You've been going around these circles long enough. Now turn towards the north. And that's found in Deuteronomy 20, 1 to Deuteronomy 2, 1 to 3. There is a question I want to ask. Do you understand me so far? I hope I've not been too fast. I just really like to lay that foundation. There is a question I would like to ask the congregation this morning. I want to ask someone here this morning. And please listen carefully. Listen so that even after this turnaround, you don't find yourself in a situation like this anymore. That's why you must listen. Now, is it possible that the reason why your life has been going in circles all these years is because you have been walking in disobedience? The reason why they were going in circles for 38 years, rounding the same mountain, looking for a way out, was because they walked in disobedience. God told them, go this way. They said no. So God said, okay, follow your path. And for 38 years, they were going in circles. I'm asking someone here this morning, how long or how many times has the word of God come to you? Go this way and you say no. Go that way and you say no. Turn back and you say no. Change the way you live, you say no. Change the way you dress, you say no. Change the way you talk, you say no. Change your attitude, you say no. And today, after several years of continuing in your own path, you have not been able to achieve anything. All you keep hoping for is that one day it will click. Time time is going. Tell me about time is going. You know, I was discussing something with somebody yesterday about the dressing of our sisters. You notice nowadays I don't talk about whether the skirt is tight, whether it is loose, whether it is short, whether it is big. I don't talk anymore. I just chose not to talk anymore. So it's not as if I don't notice, but I decided not to talk. Am I making sense to you? And they are taking it as if pastor has overlooked it. Hey, I'm just waiting to see how long, following your own path, how long it will take you to realize that there is no way. Am I making sense to you? So I said to someone yesterday, I said, I can't understand what these people are doing. They keep doing the same thing. After the sermon of yesterday concerning change, somebody said, Pastor, you are not looking happy. I said, how can I look happy with this kind of sermon? When God is talking about change, and I know my children are not changing, why should I be happy? I can see its evidence. And even after this sermon, I've seen some of them who are guilty, walking about dancing, and I said, there is nothing. Why would I be happy? So I said, they've continued in that same path, the same way of thinking, the same way of talking, the same way of everything. They continue to do the same thing. So the person said, well, you know, one thing about people like this is that when you are formed in a particular way, you want to live in a particular way, you want to walk a particular way, you want to dance a particular way, you want to talk a particular way, you want to dress a particular way. It is only your own way that makes sense to you. And for several years, nothing is happening. And you are not saying that let me take a key, let me step back and look again. Is that something I'm getting wrong? He says the reason why they don't do this is because they always believe that one day it will click. One day it will finally click. This way that I talk will finally catch somebody one day. This way that I walk will finally make you give me a husband. This way that I dress will finally give me a husband one day. I'm sure one day somebody will just be attracted. I'm sure one day I'll get somebody. But you see, one day, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and as you grow older, you diminish. As you grow older, your chances are reducing. I need you to understand. I've said this before. I keep saying it. There is no way at a particular age you want to compete with a 20-something-year-old child. Wait, how? It's not possible. This is one of the former governors. When it was time to pick a new wife, he went to pick one young soyoyo. Imported. You are not in the same market. But you keep saying, I'm hoping. That's the problem. One day it will catch. One day to get there. One day I will grab it. One day somebody will notice. How long? Everybody that has noticed you so far are those that just want to sleep with you. And I'm saying what you are not saying. And I'm crying and I'm shouting. But you are not getting it. They saw giants. They see themselves as grasshoppers. But God said, don't worry, I'll take care of this giant. You just obey me. Are there things in your life is there something the way you are thinking that you think if you follow the way God is thinking, you will not achieve anything? And so you rather follow your own line of thought, because your own line of thought is what you think is best. But you forget one thing. Nothing happens without God's approval. And the one who will give the approval has suggested the way best, but you say no. How do you intend to get the approval when you have turned his counsel away? You have ignored his counsel. When they ignore the counsel of God, because they felt in their own mind that following the counsel of God will be suicidal. Some of you think some of the counsel that I give to you, some of the guys said, this is what God is saying, this is how God says you should behave. To you, you say to yourself, if I walk this way, nothing will happen. I'll just sit down there. Pastor doesn't want all of us will just be looking. Nobody, no, particularly my singles, we will not get any husband because the way he says we should be behaving, nothing will happen to us. Okay, well, good enough. You have been going your own way. What has happened? Zero. Zip. Zap. Nothing. Nado. And you don't think it's time for you to consider God's ways? I was making a joke the other day when I realized that some people go to church or some people change church because of relationship, because they believe that if I change church, I may find a man in the church or I'll find a woman in the church. So let me go to a church where I'm seeing happening boys, or I will see happening girls, and there I'll probably be able to find a husband. And of course, when I'm going to that kind of church, I will need to do some packaging. And that's why all the fake slang and all the fake everything starts. And then you go into depth in trying to buy clothes, in trying to do this, in trying to do that, because you want to impress. But I'm asking you something. The Bible says such things only comes from favor of God. The Bible says who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor. So with all your dressing and all your shakara, without the favor of God, which only comes as a result of your high obedience to him, by the way you have pleased him, by the way you are living, no packaging can give you that husband. If you get counterfeit. You know one thing I realize, I tell you one thing, and I want you to evaluate this carefully. I noticed that most men that comes to church to look for a wife in church, in the particular church, most of them are men who are not men. They are not men. Real men, self-made men, men who are successful in their own right, don't go to a church. Most times they don't even marry from their church. They don't go to church to say, I want to be looking for who? People who do this are men who are looking for somebody to depend on. So they come and be looking, okay, that sister has a car. I think she's not too bad. I think I can manage her. See, a person wants to manage you, doesn't have anything on. But he's looking at it because the lady, to her, is desperate. To him, is desperate. It is his own, what they call it? It's his own game. So he's one doing the package. Let me check and everything. But he's not looking at a woman he wants to look after. He's looking for a woman that will look after him. So, do you know what I'm saying? And they come. You see, it is not only women that package, men package as well. What are you talking about there? Men do serious packaging nowadays. They may not have more than 2 suits. They may not even be their own. They may be the one that they borrow. Every day you see them in suit with shirt, with tie and everything, corporate looking. And then you think you have found a husband. He said, but are you sure this guy, I will help him? We'll start from somewhere. He is looking for a helper. And I just suddenly found one. You don't go to church shopping for man. You go to church shopping for Jesus. You don't go to church shopping for a woman. You go to church seeking Jesus. It's all by favor. asking you, I want to ask you one question. You go out from morning till evening every day. You go to your place of work. You meet different people. If your packaging is working, why come it didn't work? Why are you working for only Sunday to work? Why don't you just listen to God's counsel and save yourself all this packaging and all this stress? Are you following me this morning? I'm telling you, that is why nothing is happening. Because you keep following your own ideas, your own ways. You think that is how it will happen. It cannot happen. It's either God's ways or nothing. Are you following me this morning? In my experience as a servant of God in this ministry, many times, men that has come to meet me that they want to marry a particular girl in this ministry are men that under normal circumstances, they should not talk to that lady. How? What do you have to look after her? How can both of you meet? Because they came looking for who to feed them. Do you understand what I'm saying? The only qualification they have is that they are born again. That is the only qualification. But I tell you one thing, beloved, that will not put any food on the table. And the truth of the matter is that they are not really born again. They are just Christian women. You know I'm saying the truth. I don't know why all of you are looking at me strangely this morning, but you know that. But you know what I'm saying is, am I saying something that is strange? Glory be to the name of God. I don't know how long that drama has been in your life, but if you look back to the genesis of that drama, it's probably as a result of the fact that you turned down God's counsel. You said no to God's advice. You decided to follow your own path and thinking and hoping that one day things will work for you. But hello, so far nothing has worked. And for how many years have we been in that journey? For them, they've been in that journey for 38 years, just going in circles. But one day God chose to have mercy on them and said, enough. And said, enough. And said, enough. Let me tell you, beloved, how do you know it's your turnaround time? It's been your turnaround time for a long time. Since when you have been going in circles is a proof that your turnaround is imminent. It's time for your turnaround. Tell you about stop going in circles. So God chose to have mercy on them. Like God has chosen to have mercy on the church this morning. You are not saying amen, Abby. It's by mercy. It's by mercy. God says it's time. So far you've been in this situation because you have refused to look at the matter from any other point of view but your own point of view. You refuse to look at it from God's point of view but your own point of view. Now I want to have mercy on you. Turn around. I know some of you that are guilty of what I've just said. My only prayer this morning, my only prayer for you this morning is that you take advantage of this opportunity and actually key to this turnaround and stop walking in your own imagination or in your own thoughts. I also know that some of you have been procrastinating change. I will change tomorrow. When I get married, I will change. Have you heard that before? When I get married, I will change. But what will make you get married is what God says you should change. So if you don't change this thing, you can't even get married. So why don't you change to get married? Am I making sense to you? So if you are waiting to change until you get married, and if that change does, if you don't change, that marriage will not come, that means you may never get married. Hello. Tell them what time is going. Tell your neighbor, time is going. You don't have all the time in the world. Particularly if you are here this morning and you don't want your blessing to become history while you are still living, that'll be a very terrible thing. In essence, this morning, what I'm trying to say, beloved, is that the someday that you are talking about, maybe someday I will change when this happened in my life, that someday is now. The Lord is saying, make that someday today. That someday has long been since overdue. Make it today. Let your someday that will change be today. Let the someday that you are saying, well, you will begin to consider what pastor is saying. Let it start today, so that the turnaround can start now. The Lord is saying, maybe you don't realize it, but you've been in that situation for too long. You shouldn't be there anymore. Should have passed this stage long ago. It may be concerning your finances. It may be concerning your marriage. It may be concerning your health. It may be concerning your job. It may be concerning your calling, your ministry. It may be concerning your relationships. It may be concerning your children. It may be concerning your business. It may be concerning anything in your life. But God says, enough is enough. You've been in that situation for too long. It's time for a change. But it's time for a change. How's your finances? How's your marriage been? Your efforts to get married, what has it yielded so far? Your efforts over your children to change them, what has it yielded so far? Maybe you have been employing your own method, your own ways. David said, is that not a cause? You did not find yourself in this situation without a reason. Something first happened. And since then, it's been like a circle. But God says enough. You're here this morning and you've been saying one day is going to get better. Someday I will buy my car. Someday I will make a change. Someday I'll become a generous giver too. Someday, maybe someday, the word of the Lord that is coming to you this morning from his servant is saying, you've been in this place long enough. Make today that day. God said it then. It still holds true till today. What am I trying to say, beloved? You can change your circumstances. You can change your situation. God is ready. The question is, are you ready? Are you ready to make a change? Are you ready for the turnaround? Are you ready to stop postponing that someday? Are you ready to make that someday today? Someday maybe when I'm old enough. Someday maybe when I grow old. Someday maybe when I'm in my 60s. Someday when I'm in my 70s. But I have news for you. Are you sure you'll still be alive by that time? Why don't you make that change today? I'm telling you today, for your turnaround to start today, you have to believe that your someday is today. Am I making sense to you? That someday that you are saying you will change has to first arrive before your turnaround kicks in. You don't understand? That someday that you are saying, okay, maybe I'll start paying attention, maybe I will now listen, maybe I will now do what pastor is saying. Because I'm about to say, well, someday, pastor, maybe I'll get there. Someday, but I must admit I'm not there yet. Someday, maybe I will have been able to deal with this pride. Someday, maybe I will overcome, I will overgrow it, maybe someday. But supposing the change you want in your life is dependent on you getting rid of that pride, and you are saying someday you will get rid of that pride, that means, beloved, until you get rid of that pride, that someday, your turnaround will not take place. Why must you continue to postpone your turnaround? Just because you are not ready to do what it takes. Am I making sense to you? Is it getting difficult? Is it getting too hard? Are you flowing with me this morning? If you are flowing with me, shout hallelujah. I told the church yesterday, there are benefits of being a child of God. There are benefits of being born again. Strong, wonderful benefits. Am I making sense to you? Great benefits that you see from someone that is born again. Wonderful benefits. But those benefits can only come as a result of your obedience to God's command. Part of those benefits are healing, deliverance, protection, provision, guidance, everything you can imagine that you ever need. The Bible says the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, including everything on the surface of the earth. Whatever it is you point at is yours. These are benefits for you being a child of God. But you can only claim these benefits if you walk in obedience to God's command. And that command, that word, that command is that thing that you are saying, God says you should do, and you are saying, I'm not ready yet. Why must you allow the devil to continue to sit down on your inheritance when you can lay claim of your inheritance? All you need to do is just obey God. Shout hallelujah. I'm telling you this morning, the Sunday that you are talking about, every morning knocks at your door. I'm here. Are you ready today? No, another day. He will come again. I'm here. Are you ready today? No, another day. And every time you say no, another day, your turnaround goes with it. Because as soon as the someday arrives, to knock at the door and say, are you ready to make the change now? Tap your neighbor and say, don't sleep. As soon as the Sunday comes and knock on and say, are you ready to make the change now? You know, remember you say Sunday, so I come today, maybe today is the Sunday. And you say no. As soon as it's leaving, the turnaround too will follow. Because the Sunday always goes first, the turnaround will stay at the back. Hoping that the moment you say, okay, yes, I'm ready for the change, the turnaround will just enter. When the Sunday, when you open the door for the Sunday, you open the door for the turnaround. But when you close your door on the Sunday, the day you say you want to make the change, you close your door on your turnaround. Why don't you open the door for your turnaround this morning and make that Sunday today? Let somebody shout hallelujah. Are you following me this morning? Am I being hard now? Good. It is time to answer the door for someday. Today is somebody's someday. today your Sunday? If today is your Sunday, shout hallelujah. Because if today is your Sunday, that means today marks the beginning of your turnaround. I'm excited for you because you have made today your Sunday. I'm excited for you because of the turnaround that will take place. I'm excited for you because by this time next week you will testify. If you believe, shout hallelujah. Someday I'll start paying my tithes. Someday I'll start paying my first fruits. Someday I'll start helping others. Someday I'll start giving. If you make that someday today, your prosperity starts today. Glory be to the name of God. You know, one of the problems we have is that we have this box that I call box of normalcy. Box of normalcy, all of us have it. We remain in that box of normalcy in the sense that things we have been used to doing, our way of life, what we are accustomed to, the way we have come to accustomed to a particular way of living, and we want to stay in that box. But you see, if you must follow Jesus, you must be ready to step out of that box of normalcy and enter into a new life that God has prepared for you, which may not agree with your former life. For your turnaround to take place, it means, beloved, that you are ready to step out of this box of normalcy, your normal way of living, your normal way of life, your normal way of doing things. And you are ready for God to reveal His plans and purpose for your life, because you are ready to follow it. And as soon as you are ready to follow it, the turnaround starts. I want to ask you this morning, is someone here this morning fed up with his or her present situation and the way things have been going on in your life? Raise up your hand. I'm fed up. I need a turnaround. I need a change. I need a turnaround. I need a turnaround now. Lord, I need a turnaround. If I ever need that miracle, Lord, I need it now. Now. Oh, Jaburata. Now. You will experience it in Jesus' name. But what God is saying, it is not enough for us to be fed up with our situation. He's telling us this morning, change it. He's telling you this morning, change it. You have the power to change it. Oh, you're saying yes, okay, I agree. But Pastor, you don't understand. You don't understand what it will make to change this way of life that I'm used to. You don't understand the things I will have to do. I will have to sew a new kind of dress. I will have to change the whole of my wardrobe. I have to change my friends. I have to do this. I have to do that. And many other things that is going on in your mind that you think Pastor does not understand. You see, it's Pastor, you see, it's for you, it's very easy because you're not in my shoes. But you see, I don't want to understand. I didn't say I want to understand. I don't even want to figure out your problems. And neither should you try to figure it out or how you are going to make the change. God already has the solutions. You make up your mind and you see whether God will not provide the solution. The provision will come. You see, one thing I know about God is this, beloved. He will always encourage positive change. If it's all about Him, to please Him, that you need to make that change and that you need some money or whatever it is to acquire it, God will provide it for you. That's one prayer I know can never go without being answered. God, help me. I want to walk in your path, but I will need so and so to walk in your path. And it is true that you want to walk in your path because God delights in you walking in His path. He will provide it for you. That is one answer that can never fail. It's one prayer that can never fail. Every other thing may fail, But prepare for righteousness. God, help me to walk in the path of righteousness for your name's sake. And these are the things I need to be able to do so. And God understands that you need this, so God will provide it for you. He's a sure banker. It is when you are not ready that you begin to complain that, but I don't have money to buy new clothes. I don't have money to do this. Where do you expect me to get the money? Oh, but you have money to buy the tight ones. When you are ready, you don't say you don't have money. Because you use money for other things. It's because you don't want to. But when you are ready, even if you don't have, God will provide. He already has the solution. He's only waiting for you to say, okay, Daddy, I'm ready. Once you say you are ready, the provision will flow in. Let somebody shout hallelujah. God is calling you for change this morning. God is always working on our behalf. He can take care of your situation if you ask him to. Nothing is too hard for him. There is no situation that he cannot turn around. He's always working on our behalf. He turns things around for us. He always works all things together for those that love him. Is anybody this morning ready to step out of their old life? Your old life. I'm talking about the old life as at 1 hour ago. Your old life as at 1 hour ago before you came into church. Your old life, the way you reason, the way you talk, your idea about certain things of life that is not in compliance with everything you have been hearing in church. Is anybody ready to step out of that old life into the new one that God has waiting for you? Is anybody here this morning? Because you ought to be. Why would you want to stay in that old life even for 1 minute longer, when staying in that old life has only made your life to be going in circles? The scripture tells us that God is doing something fresh and new every day, every minute, every second, for those who are willing to accept his change. But there's one catch. The condition and the ground for receiving the new is to let go of the old. The new cannot come except to let go of the old. How many of you are ready to let go of the old this morning? I'm ready. Glory be to the name of God. Let me see that hand up properly, because I want to be sure that you are ready. Some of you, when you just do like this, just do like this, just do like this. Raise it up properly and say, I'm ready. There was a man by the pool of Bathsheba in John 5. By the pool of Bathsheba in John 5, 1 to 14. This man has seen many people get their healing, witnessed many people obtain their deliverances and receive their breakthroughs. He must have been repeatedly taunted by the devil, tormented and told, you are never going to get your miracle. It's been 38 years for this man, just like 38 years of going in circle for the children of Israel before God says it's time for turnaround. I'm hearing a word this morning. I'm hearing a word this morning. Do you know you don't have to wait till you are 38? Because God is offering you a way out now. Your problem do not have to last till 38 years. Because God is offering you a way out now. Am I making sense to you? Give it to the name of God. So for 38 years, he had been in one situation. The devil must have told him to give up. Why do you even bother continue trying? But one day, the water didn't just stir, beloved. Instead, the one who could make it stir stood in front of him. And that person is our Lord Jesus Christ. I know one thing, beloved. Everywhere his word is preached, is present. So as I'm speaking to you this morning, it's standing right in front of you. And you know what Jesus did? He asked the man, as he's asking you this morning, a very short and simple question in verse 6. Do you want to get well? In other words, do you want your situation to change? In other words, do you want a turnaround? Jesus was also asking him, do you want just to be here and be a spectator of life? Do you want to get somebody else get healed? Do you want to watch somebody else get married? Do you want to watch somebody else get promoted? Do you want to be a spectator all your life? Then the man said no. He said no. Did I hear somebody say no this morning? Do I hear somebody say no this morning? Do you want to be a spectator for the rest of your life? Say that no very well. Say that no very loud. The man said no. But there was something, beloved. At that moment that the man said no, there wasn't any enough disease. There wasn't any enough affliction. There wasn't any word to keep him sick. The only person who could keep him from receiving his healing was himself. What I'm trying to say, beloved, is this. The no you just said signified that no longer will you allow the world and their principles to stop you from obeying God. No longer will you allow traditions to stop you by living by God's commandment. No longer will you allow vanity to hold you back from obeying God's commandment. In other words, everything that today has militated against your change will no longer be able to stop you from changing. If you study this, say yes. No longer. No longer. No human being. No power. No tradition. Nothing will be able to stand. All those things that have been put into consideration and making me decide whether I'm ready to change or not will no longer be part of the decision for my changing. I am changing now. Let somebody shout hallelujah. People could not stop him. No power could stop him. I'm telling you the same thing here this morning. The only one who can keep you from your healing, your deliverance, from your breakthrough, from your blessings is you. So I ask you this morning again, what do you want? God stands ready to bless you. He wants to bless you. In Luke 12:32, he tells us, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. He loves to bless his children. He delights in blessing his children. God is saying to you and I this morning, you need a change now. Do you agree with God? I think I can't agree with God any better. I truly need a change now. I know I need a change now. I believe I need a change now. I believe I need a turnaround. In fact, I need it since yesterday. I need it since last year. I want my turnaround now. I want my change now. Do you want to change now? Are you in agreement with God on that? Glory be to the name of God. So God told me to prophesy to you this morning. He says, tell my people that change is coming their way. Tell my people that it's their turnaround time. Tell my people it's their season of change. what I've said so far, shout a glorious hallelujah. This morning, God is announcing your season of change. God is announcing your turnaround. The heavens is bearing the witness that yes, your turnaround has started. So as I speak from this moment, no power in hell, no demon in hell shall be able to hold on to your breakthrough anymore. If you believe, shout hallelujah. Everything that has limited you so far, from today will have no choice but to get out of the way. Every stumbling block on your way to breakthrough, from today has to be cleared away. The Bible says, what is this mountain? It shall become break down. Whatever mountain of difficulty that is standing between you and your breakthrough, today I declare, become plain ground. Become plain ground. Become plain ground. Listen carefully, beloved. I don't think some of you still understand what I'm talking about yet. God is not talking about one or small minor change in your situation. God says I should tell you, tell my people, tell my children that major changes, oh my goodness, this is not just ordinary change. This is not just a small change. This is not just a tiny change. This is not just a one-day change. God says major changes. Changes you cannot ignore. Changes your enemy cannot ignore. Changes nobody cannot ignore. Changes that will be so evident that God is doing something in your life. We are talking about major changes in every area of your life. God says, announce to my children, major changes are on the way. It's on the way. It's on the way where your business is concerned. It's on the way where your health is concerned. It's on the way where your finances is concerned. It's on the way where your marriage is concerned. It's on the way where your education is concerned. It's on the way where your everything about your life is concerned. If you believe me, shout hallelujah. I want to see the demon in hell. I want to see that demon in hell. What demon in hell that will want to stand against that changes this morning? Because when God made up his mind to do something, nothing can stand in the way. Let somebody shout hallelujah. God said to me, prophesy change so that my people could participate and cooperate with me based on what I'm about to do in their life. Listen to me carefully this morning. This change that God is talking about is not just in your life, not just in your finances, even on this ministry. The Lord says nobody can stop it. You cannot stop the change from happening around you. You cannot stop the change that God wants to implement. So I'm going to advise you on three things. Either adjust to that change, or you try to resist the change, or you can take charge of it and influence the change. If you choose to do the last one, to take charge of it and influence it, then you have made a very wise decision. Because the word of the Lord is saying this morning, enough is enough. I'm bringing about change in the life of my children. God says you have been in this condition for too long. You've been in this life cycle, this situation, this predicament long enough. Like I said earlier, it may be in your finances, maybe in your relationship, maybe in your emotional area of life, maybe physical circumstances that you find yourself. It may be in an area that you are struggling with, an issue with your health, maybe your spiritual life, it may be your walk with God. It may be your experience with God. It may be the ministry God has given you, your gift or calling or your anointing. Whatever the case may be, God says I should tell you this morning, it is time for change. Is anybody here this morning ready for a change? Is anybody here sick? I'm tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being sick. I'm tired of this infirmity. Is anybody here fed up with their present situation? Is anybody here ready to take a break from that cycle of debt? Ready to take a break from that cycle of sickness? Ready to take a break from that cycle of depression? I'm talking to anybody who is tired of going round and round and round the same old mountain of problems, issues and challenges every day. God says I should say to you this morning, you have circled this mountain long enough. Tell your neighbor, enough! Tell yourself, enough! Say to yourself this morning, I've had enough hell in my life. I'm tired of this situation. Tell them, somebody, I've had enough fear and confusion in my life. I'm tired of fear and confusion. Enough! Tell somebody, I've had enough discouragement in my life. I've had enough lack in my life. I've had enough disappointment in my life. I've had enough rejection in my life. I've had enough betrayal in my life. I've had enough misery in my life. I've had enough shame in my life. I've had enough reproach in my life. I've had enough barrenness in my life. I've had enough sickness in my life. I've had enough demotion in my life. Enough of failure at the edge of success. Enough! Shout it loud, enough! Shout it loud, enough! Tell somebody, I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for a turnaround. I'm ready for a turnaround. Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! I am talking to somebody. I know I'm talking to somebody. I'm sure the person can feel me. I'm sure he can feel my spirit. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, but somebody needs a turnaround. You need it today. You need it right now. Somebody is facing a situation that seems impossible for you to change. It is out of your hands. Somebody is in a legal situation and you need God to move and turn that thing around. Somebody is in need of a miracle in your finances. You've done everything you know to do, but instead of it getting better, things look worse. Someone is standing in the gap for his or her children, and you know that if God doesn't move, they are in trouble. Shout, enough! Shout, enough! Somebody is getting his or her breakthrough right now. Somebody is getting free right now. Somebody is getting free right now. Free in your emotions. Somebody's financial situation is changing now. Somebody's ministry is turning around. Somebody's marriage is turning around. Somebody is getting his or her healing right now. Sickness is leaving you. Pain is In the mighty name of Jesus. The Bible says with the stripes of Jesus we are healed. The anointing destroys the yoke. This morning I declare you healed in Jesus' name. Healed in your body, healed in your soul, healed in your emotion. In the mighty name of Jesus. Enough! Tell somebody it's time for a change. Your season is changing. You've been in a winter situation. It looked like I felt like everything was dying in you and around you. But I want to announce you this morning, it's a new season. It's a new season of new beginnings. I prophesy new beginnings. I prophesy new beginnings. I prophesy turnaround. Enough! It's time for a change. I prophesy new doors opening right now in your life. I prophesy new connections. I prophesy new anointing. I prophesy new fire. I prophesy new jobs. I prophesy new promotion. I prophesy new homes. I prophesy new avenues, new joy, new confidence, new strength, new health. In the mighty name of Jesus. Somebody here this morning, you are going to go where you have never gone before. Somebody here this morning, you are going to take some new steps into a new territory. Is somebody ready to step out of the old one to the new one this morning? If you are ready, shout hallelujah. Enough! It's time for a change. Somebody needs to activate your faith right now. You need to take a step of faith. A prophetic symbol of moving into the new grab. Grab your neighbor by the hand. Grab your neighbor by the hand. Help your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, step into your blessing. Tell your neighbor, I want to help you into your new anointing, into your new position, into your new job, into your new life, into your new health, into your new prosperity. Squeeze your hand right now. Say enough! 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 It's time for a change. Isaiah 43:18-19 says, remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of the old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Say no! The scripture tells us that God is doing something fresh and new. But the condition and requirement for receiving the new is to let go of the old. Beloved, one of the greatest hindrances to your breakthrough is your memory. Drop those hands. One of the greatest hindrances to your breakthrough is your memory. We have a tendency to want to drag our past into our future. The only way to get the new is to let go of the old. Tell your neighbor, just forget it. Tell your neighbor, let it go. Forget it. Forget the past. Forget yesterday. Let it go. Let it go. I'm not done with you yet. God is not done with you yet this morning. There's still so much God wants to say to you this morning. When Elijah ascended into the heavens in a chariot of fire, Elisha prepared himself to receive the double portion anointing by stripping himself of his old clothes. He took hold of his old clothes and rent them into pieces. To get the new one, you have to separate yourself from the old mentally emotionally, spiritually, and in some cases, physically. Those things that have held you down. In other words, you may have to get some new friends. You have to let it go. Forget it. It's time for a change. Some of you this morning have destroyed every good thing that has come into your life because you are processing everything through the lens of the past disappointments, past hurts, past wounds. I have been there. I know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter what they did to you. It doesn't matter what they said or did not say about you. It doesn't matter if they cheated on you, if they lied on you, if they stabbed you in the back. You have to let it go. Say to somebody, let it go! It's time for a change. It's time for a change. I have to stop there. Let me finish before you clap. Just in case you are getting me wrong. Because God have only just started. What I was trying to say is that I have to stop here and say that it is time for you to get it right. I'm not stopping the sermon yet. It's time for you to get it right. Is there something in your life that shouldn't be there? Let it go. As a child of God, you cannot play around with the world and have the power of heaven. It's not possible. You can't play with the world and have the power of heaven. You cannot be messing around and carry the anointing. Let me make it much clearer to you. You cannot entertain the spirit of vanity. You cannot entertain the spirit of lust. You cannot entertain the spirit of worldliness and have sweet communion with the Holy Spirit. Bad habits have to go, and they have to go now. You just have to break those bad habits, beloved. They are killing your anointing. You've got to let it go. Say, let it go! Some of you are so caught up in tradition, how things used to be, that you cannot even enjoy it. When God moves in a different way, God is bigger than his last move. Let it go. I want to talk to someone this morning. Some people, you are standing at the edge of your miracle. There are some listening to me this morning. You are standing on the dividing line between yes and no, between just enough and more than enough, between struggling and stressing, between resting in blessing, between debt and debt free, between weeping and rejoicing. Just one step between emptiness and more than enough. The truth is this: most of us have been at this place before. So close you could almost reach out and touch it. So close to see that prodigal child coming back home. So close to see your ministry launch. So close to a breakthrough in your finances. So close to your healing. So close to your miracle. So close to your breakthrough. So close to your starting your own business. So close to your owning your own house. So close to buying your own brand new car. So close to your admission. So close to your graduation. So close to your writing your own book. So close to your getting married. So close to your problem. Enough! That circle of so close is coming to an end. It will no longer be the story of so close. It will be the story of I lay hold of it. It is time to change. We've been in that place before, and for one reason or another, we failed to cross over, failed to change. Why? The fear of the unknown, unbelief, pride, memory of past loss, disappointments, or just unwise decisions and actions of the flesh. But God sent me here to help you this morning, to get you through and push you over. To get you through and push you over. To get you through and push you over. Just to help you get through. If that's what I want you to just push him to just help you get through this one. Let's just push you to help you get through this one. Just push you to get through. Just push you to get through. Just push you to get through. Push you to help you get through. Shout hallelujah! You don't understand. Some people need a push to get through. If you lead them, they will remain. Push it, just push it in. Just get through this one. Push it to get through. Push it to get through. Glory be to the name of God. Let me tell you something, beloved. There is an old saying, always. It says, always a bridesmaid and never a bride. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. It is coming to an end. In other words, you are the one who is destined to do without, to watch everybody else get theirs, to see everybody else get promoted, healed, blessed, prosper, married, breaking out in ministry, while you just sit on the sidelines and do without. Well, beloved, I have this for you. No more! First, somebody else say, no more! First, somebody else say, no more! The devil is a liar. Enough is enough! It's time for a change! Enough is enough! Shout it loud! Shout it loud! Shout it loud! Louder! 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 I remember the crippled man by the pool of Bethesda. Remember, I said that he must have sat there and seen many people receive their blessings, their healings, their breakthroughs, their deliverances, and their miracles. I also told you how the devil must have whispered into his ears for so many times to give up and not even bother that he would never get healed. The same way the devil torments so many of you and whispers to you that you never get out of debt, you will never get married, you will never get your breakthrough, that you are wasting your time waiting on God for a spouse or a child, that you never get that promotion or ambition, that you never be as good as your mates. But then one day, Jesus, one ordinary day like this, Jesus came to where he was unannounced. Jesus stood in front of him and asked him one short and simple question: do you want to be healed? Beloved, will you be hesitant and want to remain in your comfort zone, believing on all the things the devil has been whispering in your ear? Or will you be like the crippled man who at that moment that there was no disease in the world to keep him sick? Is there any poverty in this world that can keep you broke when Jesus comes to you? Are there any devils in hell or even in two-legged devils in Nigeria that can keep you in bondage? Just like I told you earlier about the crippled man, the only one who could keep him down was himself. I have equally come to tell you somebody here this morning, the only one who can keep you from your blessing is you. The only one who can keep you from your prophecy coming to pass is you. You are in charge from now on. You are in charge from now on. You are in charge from now on. Tell somebody, I'm in charge. Tell somebody, I'm in charge. Tell somebody, I'm in charge. Enough is enough. It's time for the change. Let me round up this morning on the part A of this sermon, because God still has a lot to say to his children. This is our month of turnaround. This is our month of change. Your worry over your children is coming to an end. Your worry over your finances is coming to an end. Your worry over your marriage is coming to an end. Your stress over your health is coming to an end. My children getting married is coming to an end. All your worries are coming to an end. This is the month of your deliverance. This is the month of your turnaround. This is the month of your change. If you believe, shout hallelujah. Let me bring the plane to a land. We are descending now. A couple went on a holiday. They walked into a restaurant on a night where they offered a special buffet. The food was beautifully laid out. Different types of chicken, seafood, beef dishes. There are all types of pizzas, variety of spaghetti dishes, different types of hot, freshly baked bread, a variety of international dishes, not to mention the different type of salads, dessert cakes, ice cream, fruits, and many more. Then we have the Nigerian dishes. We have the isewu, we have the ogbono, we have the pandemia, we have the okoroko, we have all of them there. When they entered and sat down, a waiter came to them and offered them 2 menus. But the man told the waiter that his wife and him will be having a special buffet just like the one they laid down before. And that has been what they want to eat. The waiter informed them that the buffet was closed and had closed at 8 o'clock. He told them that the food was still there for those who had gotten there before 8 o'clock and they had to order from the menu. The man looked at his watch. It was 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. The man politely told the waiter, "Thank you." And he stood up, left the restaurant and took his wife to another nearby restaurant. Upon getting there, his wife asked him why they left the first restaurant, since they were still going to have to order from the menu in this second restaurant, as they would have done in the first restaurant. The man took his time and explained to his wife, telling her, "I refuse to stay at a place where I can see it, I can smell it, but I cannot partake in it." Listen to me this morning. What I'm trying to say is this: it is not enough just to be close to it. It is not enough just to be in a place where it is happening and I'm an onlooker. It is not enough just to sit down there and look at it and smelling it. It is not enough to sit around watching others enjoying it, to see them enjoying what I desire but cannot have it. I will have been frustrated where we were late and we missed out on it. Beloved, what I'm trying to say to you this one is this: it frustrates your faith to sit down at the edge of your breakthrough and just talk about how good it could be or will be one of these days. Faith is a possessor. Enough is enough. Some of you, in a spiritual sense, are doing everything you are walking around the buffet table of God's blessings and promises, and you are satisfied just to look at it, smell it, and talk to each other about how good it could have been or how good it should be, licking your lips. Oh, when I get married, oh, I saw the wedding of that brother. I went to see one of my friends today. If you see the kind of family that they have, that's all you do. Wouldn't it be great if you have your own marriage? Wouldn't it be great if you were healed? Wouldn't it be great if you were prosperous? Wouldn't it be great if you walked in the anointing of my calling? Wouldn't it be great to be married? Wouldn't it be great if it was reconciled with my prodigal child? Wouldn't it be great if my business was moving? Wouldn't it be great if I got that promotion? But now you see somebody who got to the restaurant on time. They paid the price and have been enjoying everything you've been looking at, thinking of and talking about. Instead of being happy for them, you get angry or jealous just because they got what you wanted. Not that they are getting it, stop you from your own getting your own, but you were not willing to move when it was time to move, and you choose not to move, or you were not willing to pay the price. Well, beloved, you will have to excuse me this morning. I really don't want you to get mad at me or jealous. The fact is this: I'm going to get my blessing. I'm going to get my breakthroughs. I'm going to get my miracles. You can choose to stand around and watch you, You can criticize and analyze. You can call me undignified. You can call me selfish. You can talk about me. You can choose to put me down, but you cannot keep me or prevent me from partaking and enjoying from God's buffet of blessings. God said, I could have it. And I'm not going to spend the rest of my life talking about what I missed. Faith will never be satisfied just to look at it. Think about it or talk about how good it must be. Now faith possesses it. Faith takes it. Faith doesn't settle for less. Faith says, according to the word of God, it is mine. I'm having it, and I'm having it right now. Enough is enough. It is time for a change. If you agree with me, shout hallelujah. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Sit down for just 1 minute. For 40 years, that first generation of children of Israel wandered around in the wilderness till all the daughters died off. All they could do was talk about what they were missing because they wouldn't move. When it was time to move, they didn't want to pay the price. I don't know who I'm talking to. But up till now, you've been satisfied. You've been close to it. Just think about it. Sing about it. Talk about it or dream about it. But I'm telling you right now, beloved, it is time to move. Just in case you did not get the story of that buffet clearly, let me just explain to you again, because I don't want to leave here confused. Many of you come to church, you see people getting blessed, getting married, and at the point in time, you're jealous. Why is it that it's only them? Why not me? And so you carry your bag and you leave the church because you say you don't want to be looking at them testifying. You don't want to be looking at them bringing their children. It's not time I need to start carrying these children to church and I'll see me there. I think it's time for me to leave. And so you leave just because you don't want to be seeing them with their family and they're happy. That's why you're leaving. But there is one thing you fail to realize, that this buffet that I'm talking about, there is a closing time. They were supposed to get there before a particular time, but they got there late. What am I trying to say, beloved? That decision that you have been wasting time to take, that you have been postponing, somebody else has taken that decision and has gotten his own blessing. And that is why you are jealous of the person now. The time you are supposed to take your own decision, you said someday. But that one took the decision today. And the turnaround started immediately. But you postponed your own. By the time you say, okay, now you want to come and do, I'm ready I'm ready to do my own turnaround now. I'm ready to change now. The blessing for that season has passed. Now you are angry that you are not included. But by the time you are telling people to change, you did not change. You changed too late. Am I making sense to you? What I'm trying to say to you, beloved, is this. This is another opportunity for you to key into the next phase of blessing. The next set of people that will get married. The next set of people that will get promoted. The next set of people that will get uplifted. The next set of people that will get healed. The next set of people that God is going to do something great in their life. This is their season to change. If they change, if you change now, you will meet that set. But if you don't change now, and you allow that set to graduate, by the time they are getting their own blessing, if you now say now, I want to change them, you will have to wait for the next set. Change now! Do you get it? Do you get it? Am I making sense to you? This is what makes an elderly, an older woman or man sitting down and watching a younger sister getting married. I'm wondering, see, even this young one is getting married now again. When is it going to be my own? But when the word came for change, the younger one took the word, walked with the word, and changed. And immediately she was qualified for the next group of people that God wants to bless. But the other one said, Pastor doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm not ready for all this one yet. I'm still going to follow my old ways. And so when the younger one was getting married, this one too, they said, okay, maybe I'm ready to change now. They say it's too late. We have already qualified this ones. The list is closed. You have to wait for the next set. You now got angry. Why can't they include me in the list? Rather than saying that mistake, then I will leave. Because I cannot be watching my junior ones enjoying. I will not be enjoying. But your junior one is not the one that says you should not change. You are the one that postponed your change date. Your change date is today. If you must qualify for the next group that God wants to bless in this ministry, change today. Tell somebody it is time to change. Tell somebody enough is enough. And like I said to you, beloved, once you make that change, once you start yielding to God's command, once you start doing what He asks you to do, once you make that move, once you do it, your turnaround follows immediately. This morning, if you don't make that move, you are going to frustrate your faith. Nobody is frustrating your faith but yourself. You are saying that, but God, I'm tired. Pastor, you know that hope deferred. You know, it makes your faith to, you know how it is. But I'm not the one frustrating your faith. God is not the one frustrating your faith. It is your refusal to change that is frustrating your faith. If you change now, your faith will not be frustrated. Somebody needs to get on his feet right now and start moving and start taking prophetic steps and start activating your faith. Somebody needs to dance, beloved, and begin to dance into your blessing, because you know today you're going to make that change. Today you're going to start listening to what God is saying. Today you're going to start walking in obedience. Today, from today, you will no longer follow your own understanding. You will take time to listen to God and do what God says. If you are the person, stand up on your feet this morning. You're here this morning. You are ready for that next step. You are ready for that next level. You want to be included in the next list of those that God will bless in this ministry. Those that will witness serious turnaround, major turnaround in their finances, in their situation, in their hope. All those things I've been trusting God for. And you are ready to make a change from your old ways and start walking by the new way God wants you to walk. Start listening to God this morning. Wherever you are this morning, be the first to get to the altar.
That same way that I came, touch me with your hands, Jesus, Lord, please.